What's up, disgruntled sports fans? This is your week 3 scripted picks video. Now, I know last week we went 2-2. It was a bit of a disappointing week. You know, the difference between going 3-1 and 2-2 is a major difference. And it came down to the last drive in that Texans game. It looked like we had 3-1 in the bag. And 3-1 is a solid week. And then the Texans give up that final touchdown. Baker Mayfield has another game-winning drive. And so we ended up going 2-2, which is disappointing, I know. But it could have been worse. So we're just going to put that disappointing week behind us. And we're going to move on. I got 4 picks for you in week 3. Hopefully we can nail 3 out of the 4, possibly even all of them. That would be nice. So without further ado, let's get to these picks, shall we? All right, so the first game that I like, I was looking at this battle of backup quarterbacks between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings. So if you saw that last Bengals game, Joe Burrow went down with an injury, and the backup quarterback, Jake Browning, he came in and won the game for the Bengals. So people are talking about Browning as being one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. I saw some pick'em guys gushing over Browning. They were saying things like, oh, he's not as good as Joe Burrow, but he's almost as good as Joe Burrow. And so with the hype around Browning and a battle of backup quarterbacks in this game, I'm going to fade Browning and the Bengals. I see that the Vikings are listed as a 3-point favorite. The fact that the Vikings are listed as a full 3-point favorite in a game where both teams are rolling out their backup quarterbacks, I think this is a great spot to take the Vikings minus the 3. And my thoughts are Browning is going to play more like a backup and less like a starter in this game. Him having to go on the road after he already won a game. I think this is the spot where people are going to be backing the Bengals on the road. And I think fading the Bengals on the road is the move. So I'm going to take Vikings minus 3 with that first pick. So another team I see getting a bunch of hype are the 2-0 Colts. They're going on the road to take on the Tennessee Titans. So right now a bunch of people are wanting to jump on the Colts bandwagon because they're 2-0 and the Titans, they're 0-2. So I could see a bunch of people looking at this game, seeing the 2-0 record versus the 0-2 record, and people thinking, oh yeah, the Colts got this one, no problem. People are talking about Daniel Jones as being a quality starter who has revitalized his career. People are starting to act like Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, and all he needed to do was just leave the Giants and come to the Colts, and now suddenly he's a good quarterback. Well, let's pump the brakes on that. In fact, I'm going to fade Daniel Jones. I'm going to fade the 2-0 Colts. I think that this is a perfect spot for the Titans to get their first victory of the year. I think Cam Ward getting his first NFL win in this spot seems like a high possibility. So I'm seeing that certain books are offering 5.5 points for the Titans. So if I can get 5.5 points with the Titans, there's 2 good things that could happen here. A, the Titans could hang with the Colts, lose but still cover the spread, or the Titans could win outright. So being there's 2 positive outcomes I could see happening in this game, and the only one outcome that would burn me would be if the Colts were to win and cover. So I'm going to take in this game the Tennessee Titans to pick up their first win of the season. Cam Ward, I believe, will get his first win. I think there's a strong possibility in this game that Tennessee wins outright. So my official pick is the Tennessee Titans plus 5.5. Try and get that 5.5 if you can. Certain sites are offering 4.5, certain sites offering 5.5. So if you can get that extra point, I would definitely take it. And I know there's going to be people who are going to be jumping on that Colts bandwagon, who are going to think that a pick like that is a bit crazy. But backing Daniel Jones on the road to cover a spread, that to me is crazy. I think it is more of a sucker's bet to trust the Colts and Daniel Jones to go on the road and cover a spread. Nah, give me the Tennessee Titans plus 5.5 all day long, and strong chance they pull off the outright upset. So last week, the NFL script writers, they did the Denver Broncos fans dirty. They had the Broncos win the game. The score went final. And then late flag came in. The Colts got an extra opportunity to kick the game-winning field goal. And of course, they make the second chance game-winning field goal. And so the Denver Broncos fans had their heart ripped out of their chest last week. So I think this week, taking Denver plus 3 points on the road in Los Angeles is most definitely the move. After ripping the Denver Broncos fanboys' heart out, I think this week the NFL scriptwriters will take their heart, put it back in their chest, and sew it up. I think the Broncos have a good shot to go on the road here in this game and win outright. So if I can get the Broncos plus 3 points in a divisional game versus an overhyped Chargers team, I'm taking the Denver Broncos plus the points. I like the script writers to give Denver the outright win, or at least the cover in this spot. So give me Denver plus 3 points. I think that the Chargers are being a bit overhyped as well. The websites where you can check the public money are showing that a significant amount of money is on the Chargers, more so than the Broncos. So I think this is a great spot in this divisional matchup to jump on board with the Broncos plus 3 points. So for my fourth and final pick, we are going to key in on this Sunday night matchup between the Chiefs and the Giants. The Giants are getting 6 points. I could see a whole lot of people thinking that for sure the Chiefs will not start out 0-3. I could see a whole lot of Chiefs fanboys ponying up their money, thinking Kansas City has this one in the bag. Most people are going to look at the 0-2 Giants like they are bottom feeders. People are going to look at the Chiefs as if they are still a playoff team who had a tough start. And so I'm thinking we're going to see a whole lot of parlays featuring Kansas City over the Giants. I'm thinking the Kansas City fanboys who lost money in the Super Bowl, who lost money week 1, who lost money week 2 betting on the Chiefs. My guess is they're going to want to double down, triple down on this Chiefs versus Giants matchup, thinking that they are for sure going to get all their money back and then some. So with the amount of money that's going to be on the Chiefs in this spot and the teaser option where you can tease the Chiefs spread number to plus 1.5 points even, I'm thinking this is a perfect spot for the Giants at home to pull off the outright upset. And the Chiefs starting out 0-3, I think they could fill hours and hours of sports talk television shows and sports talk radio segments by having the Chiefs start out 0-3. They could have all of the talking heads on ESPN and all of these sports shows saying, "What's wrong with the Chiefs? Are the Chiefs done? Are the Chiefs no longer a playoff contender? Can we consider the Chiefs' season already over now that they're starting 0-3? So anyone who remembers that Super Bowl where the Chiefs beat the 49ers, the number 3 came up over and over and over again. So I'm thinking the Chiefs starting out 0-3, and that being one of the top stories in the NFL, makes perfect sense to me. So if the Giants are getting 6 points, I'm taking the Giants at home plus the 6 points. And I think there is a solid chance the Giants could pull off the outright upset in this game. I know that might sound crazy to some of you out there who think that these games are real, but remember, these games are not real. These outcomes are scripted. And so the Chiefs starting out 0-3, to me, that seems completely possible, whereas fanboys out there might consider it an impossibility. So beings people are probably going to be parlaying this pick, teasing this pick, dumping tons of money on the Chiefs. I'm thinking the Giants coming through with a big upset on Sunday Night Football makes a lot of sense. So my official pick, Giants plus the 6 points. So there you have it, y'all. Those are my 4 picks for week 3. I know some of them might seem a little crazy, but I think that this is a week where the underdogs could definitely come out barking. So I am looking at these certain games where teams are getting what I believe to be a bit too much hype. And then there's teams who aren't really getting any hype at all. And so I'm fading the hype this week. That's basically my strategy. All right, y'all. Good luck if you are going to bet. Bet at your own risk and don't bet more than you are willing to lose. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just guessing what I think will happen. I don't have the script in my hands. I don't work for the NFL. I don't work for any of the betting agencies. I don't work for any of the betting sites. So I'm just a guy giving you my best educated guess as to what I think will happen. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching this video. Please hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed with the bell notifications turned on. And I will see all of you guys in my top 10 most scripted plays of week 3 video. Peace.